Hey y'all, Austin here with Outer World Media. Welcome back to another book for you guys. This is one I am super excited, super ecstatic to review. This is Billy's Guns by Mr. Jack Martin, which Jack Martin is a pen name slash pseudonym. I believe I'm using the term correctly. I could be wrong, but you know what? We're just going to continue with this video. If I'm wrong, I'll edit that video. I'll edit that part out, as Brian Lee Durfee would say. But again, guys, reviewing Billy's Guns by Jack Martin. What is this book about? Because I'm super excited to talk about it. So let's get into it. This is about a Welsh drifter, I guess is the best way to say it. We'll call him Bill. That's his name. Well, William Williams, I believe, is his name, legal name, but we'll call him Bill. So this story is about Bill, and Bill essentially kind of drifts into this town called Stanton. You know, he's just kind of loafing around, playing a game of poker and whatnot, and winds up getting himself involved in kind of a situation, I guess is the best way to describe it. I don't want to spoil anything. Essentially, and I guess I'll just kind of set up the scene here. So our main character is sitting there playing a card game when this young kid happens to walk in and tell this stranger in the bar, stranger to Bill, hey, you insulted my mother, I'm going to shoot you. And so we kind of see something play out where the cards get stacked against this young kid, and Bill ends up trying to help this kid and ends up getting in the middle of this town's issue that's kind of underlying. No visitors know about this. It's just a town and a town issue only. And we kind of find out more and more about this town and the characters in there. And yeah, it's just an adventure. It's essentially, a couple people having to band against a common enemy. Some of them, Bill is obviously a stranger to everybody, but some of these other people know each other because it's a small western town. So that's kind of setting up the picture in the scene for you of this book. Again, I'm going to be flat out honest up front. Pause the video, go get the book. I believe it might be free still. If I'm wrong, pay the $1, $2, $3, whatever it is. Get the book. You will not regret it. But what I wanted to touch on in this review especially is I just wanted to be kind of transparent with you guys. I have been reading Western books since I was like 11 or 12. I think 11 more if I'm not mistaken. And so I've been reading them, and I'm in my mid to late 20s now. I don't say that to brag, like, oh, I've read a bunch of Westerns, I know everything about Westerns, and you don't kind of thing. I don't know everything about the Old West. I am a student of the Old West. I love reading nonfiction books about the Old West, as well as fiction books about the Old West. What I will say, and I'm not sure if Mr. Martin did this intentionally, or if he did this as a wink to some of these movies, but what I will say is, as I started reading this book and got further and further into it, I saw what I thought were little winks and nods and him paying homage to certain Westerns. So to kind of give you an idea, the setup of this kind of gave me in my mind, played the scene from John Wayne's El Dorado, which is one of my favorite Westerns of all time. You had this kid coming in saying, hey, in the movie he goes, do you recognize this hat? And the guy goes, no, should I? And, the kid goes, well, yeah, you killed my friend who was wearing it. He ends up, getting it in with that gentleman. And John Wayne kind of steps in to help even up the odds and whatnot. And that's kind of what made me think of that part. The other thing that I thought of as I was reading this book was another John Wayne movie where you have, and again, kind of along the same lines, but I'm going to do a different John Wayne movie, Rio Bravo with John Wayne and Dean Martin. You have these people that are kind of in this building, they're kind of banding together against this, and again, I thought it was a great concept and a little homage and wink and nod to that movie. I thought I read an homage to maybe Django, the old classic spaghetti western, maybe a Clint Eastwood movie. Again, just a lot of homages paid in this book, and I really enjoyed it. As someone who I'm gonna be honest with you guys, and again, transparent, I don't read really any indie authors. Not that I have anything against them, there's so many different ones, you don't know where to go. But after reading Mr. Martin's book, I ended up going on his video to say I really enjoy this. I went on Kindle. I think he has like 3 or 4 books that you can buy on Kindle, and I asked him, where can I get more books by you specifically? It looks like he has nonfiction books, and he said, well, they're on Kindle under my actual name, and I'm not gonna tell you what books they're. I'm going to say go. I'm gonna link his channel down below. Go watch the video, get the book. I promise you will not regret it. And he seemed like a super, super kind, super nice gentleman. But he's got a couple books on World War II, I believe. So I'm very interested in those. Obviously, I'm trying to read more nonfiction books. But again, just the fact that this book, I think on my Kindle clocked in like 120 something pages, it really truly felt like I was reading a Louis L'Amour book. The writing style was a little different, I'm not gonna lie, but it was action packed. It was a short, sweet, nice book. Again, it was awesome. That's the best comparison I think I can give this. And I don't get this out lightly by any means. Louis L'Amour is one of my favorite authors. He's one of my top 3 favorite authors of all time. But again, if I tell you this is what it felt like reading and then comparing it to it, I promise it is true. Again, I've been reading Louis L'Amour books since I was like 11 or 12. So again, guys, Billy's Guns by Jack Martin. Go pick it up. Again, pick up his other books that he has on there. I think he has a new one coming out soon. I am going to pre-order that as soon as I'm able to. And I'm not going to lie, guys, I'm kind of debating on if I want to pick up his other books and read those this month as part of the Indie Author August. You know, it's also got me wanting to look on Kindle, on Amazon for Kindle, and find more independent Western authors and give them a try. So I want to say thank you to Mr. Jack Martin for writing this awesome book, but also for opening my eyes to independent authors and make me realize, hey, you know what? I need to pick up more of these books and give them a try. Like I said, guys, I highly recommend go pick up Billy's Guns by Jack Martin. There's some twists, there's some turns. Another thing that I want to throw out there as well, like I said, it reads, and I compare it to a Louis L'Amour book, but he has some, and I don't want to say savage scenery, but the way that he describes a couple shootouts in this book, he's very realistic as far as this is what happened. So and so got shot in the head, and you know it went stuff splattered everywhere. For something like that, example like that. There's also a small little twist in this book that I did not see coming. Kind of threw me for a loop. I'm not gonna lie, guys. But again, Billy's Guns by Jack Martin. Go pick it up. I promise you will enjoy it. I give this book a 6 out of 5 stars. I really, really enjoyed it. I'm super excited to read more books by Mr. Jack Martin. And hopefully, I'm going to tag Mr. Martin's channel down below. Hopefully, he sees us, and hopefully, he knows that there's going to be quite a few of us out there that are going to be looking forward to more books, hopefully, that he will publish in the near future. As always, guys, stay safe, and y'all have a good one.